This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And we start a brand new month. It's June, baby. And we start with this American soccer icon. He was a defender and known for playing for the U.S. men's team in the late 90s, early 2000s. And he had a distinguished long beard and hair that made him look like a goat boy, as they call him. He, in fact, Lalas became the first American in Italy to be part of Serie A with Calcio Padova. He would head back to the U.S. once the Major League Soccer League was formed and would play many years for them. He is an analyst for Fox Sports and a reporter at Qatar 2022 World Cup. It is Alex Lalas. Alex Lalas was born to a Greek father and an American mother. Well, his real first name is Panieltas. But anyway, he was born in Michigan. All that. In fact, his father was a professor who was the director of Greece's National Observatory. And his mother was a poet, Anne Woodward. Lalas can speak English, Greek, Spanish, and Italian, and has 2 children. Anyway, Lalas attended school in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and didn't play soccer till he was 11, but he had the foresight to do decently. In fact, he could have played hockey and was actually could have been to the OHL midget draft in 1987, but didn't. Lalas went to Rutgers to play soccer for them and actually got Rutgers to the national championship game in 1990. He was a decent player and all that. He won the Herman Trophy as top U.S. collegiate soccer player. He even played hockey with Rutgers. Lalas would head for the U.S. national team, leaving Rutgers. He wanted to finish his degree, but the allure of the U.S. national soccer team was huge. In 2013, he went through online classes. So he took 12 classes and 36 credits over 10 months to finish. He was planning a bachelor's degree in English and a minor in music. Arsenal actually had interest in Lalas, but he did not have the quality to make a first-team spot. He would only have a few training sessions. Then he went back to Detroit, wasn't sure about his future in soccer, but the U.S. national team wanted him to join. So after the '94 World Cup, Lalas signed with Padova, a Serie A club in Italy, top league in Italy. He actually scored 3 goals off set pieces, and he anchored the team's defense. Padova would finish 14th, winning a playoff to survive. But then Major League Soccer came calling because it was huge and all that. But MLS allowed Padova to keep him for the '96 season. But in the MLS draft in '96, the league allocated high-profile players throughout the league's 10 teams. And they allocated Lalas with New England. And it worked out well for him. He was decent for New England, and then got traded to the Metro Stars, the New York Metro Stars, in '98. Then was traded to Kansas City in '99, and then retired October '99 after that season. So anyway, he went back to play for the LA Galaxy as a discovery player. I don't know whether they're in town to, but anyway, he decided 3 years later to retire permanently in 2004. Well, he did his job. He was an MLS legend. Internationally, he would score 9 goals on 96 appearances between '91 and '98. His first cap was in the NAFC Championship against Mexico. His second cap was against Canada. So anyway, he was a fixture on the U.S. Central Defense by the start of '94 because he would have to play in the World Cup. He played every minute of every game the U.S. did in '94 World Cup. Of course, the U.S. would lose to Brazil in the round of 16. He was named U.S. Soccer Athlete of the Year in '95. Lalas never entered the '98 World Cup, even though he was on the roster. All that. Lalas then became president and GM of San Jose in '04 and '05, and then moved on to the Metro Stars / New York Red Bulls for a few years. He served as president of the LA Galaxy, in which his team signed David Beckham. So huge for Lalas. He would sign a contract with ESPN and stay there for 6 years. And then Lalas now has moved to Fox Sports. So he has done a lot of things for Lalas. All that. He had 19 goals in 223 appearances for club and 10 goals for country, including 2 Copa America goals and a CONCACAF Gold Cup goal. With Los Angeles, he won the CONCACAF Champions Cup in 2000, the U.S. Open Cup in 2001, the MLS Championship in 2002, and was named the best male soccer player of the year in college with Rutgers in 1981. So Lalas did his job. Of course, when I think of Alex Lalas, I remember that old David Baddiel and Frank Skinner show, Soccer Punditry. I don't know what their soccer show was called, but they did a segment called Phoenix from the Flames, in which they talked to soccer stars from the past about their past glories and all that. Some of their famous ones was with Clive Thomas, the Welsh referee who had controversy in the '78 World Cup. And we saw Frank Skinner present a makeshift World Cup by sticking his arm in custard, holding an orange. They also talked to wasn't Pele. They talked to Eusebio, Carlos Alberto, Jean Jaurès of the French national team. But Alex Lalas was in that one. I think Lalas was one of only 2 non-European, only 2 Americans did it. No Canadian was on that show, but Alex Lalas did a skit with Baddiel and Skinner about his long hair and scoring a key goal against England in the '93 U.S. Open Cup when England and the U.S. faced each other, and England got beaten 2-0, and everyone was shocked how the Americans could beat England for the first time since 1950. Lalas scored the second goal, and they made Lalas, his long red hair and beard, and they parodied it. It was kind of cool. But yeah, Alex Lalas is a good commentator, and he cares about the U.S. soccer team. He yelled at Jurgen Klinsmann for not having enough balls to help the U.S. national team, and Bob Bradley as well. So, hey, passion is passion. Anyway, I'm jumped. I'm going to do